listening to the Dr. No Show on WHIT Radio.org. Okay, welcome everybody to the Dr. No Show, afternoon edition. We have a special theme show for you today. In the control room is me, Mr. P. In our talk studio, we have Mia and Yvette and Crystal. Lizette. I always call Yvette, it's Lizette, sorry. And the theme show for today is staying positive and keeping good company. Two interrelated ideas that seem to make sense. We're going to talk about these two issues, and Mia put it together for us. And everyone really has these issues, whether you're young or you're old. And a lot of people out there are suffering from low self-esteem, depression, and sometimes this leads us to associate with people who are not particularly good for us, get us in trouble or put us in the wrong direction. So I'm going to start this off, and I'm going to start off with Mia, but Lizette and Crystal, you can jump in at any time. The first question I'm going to ask you was, what's some ways we can fight bad thoughts and low confidence? So Mia, what do you think?
Well, you can't, like, when you're mad, when you're upset with a person or a certain situation, don't really respond, because one, you can hurt the person's feelings and later regret anything you've said. Like, if it's a close friend, you're gonna regret saying anything hurtful to them because of the way you're feeling, and it'll lower your self-esteem for the simple fact that you just lost your friend over something you said. And admit your mistakes. Like, if anybody insults you or anything, take that into positive perspective. Don't think of it as, oh, they hate me, because it's life. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion of you, basically.
Okay, Yvette or Crystal, do you have something? Lizette or Crystal, do you have something?
I think that, what Mia said is true, that everybody in life, they're gonna have, not everybody's gonna like you or have something nice to say. That's just how life is, and you just have to, you can't let it get to you, because there's a lot of people who love you for who you are and stuff.
Yeah.
Crystal?
I think that you should find the good in everyone. There's always going to be something good in everyone, no matter what. If you look at a negative situation positive, you're bound to get positive out of it. And if you look at it negative, there's always going to be something that you find negative out of it.
So, in other words, if you want to see negative in a person, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
You can bring it out. Same thing, if you want to see positive in a person, you can bring it out also.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go back to Mia now and ask her how do you deal with negative thoughts and feelings on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, basically, like, don't let every single thing get to you. If you wake up and something's wrong with your bed or even the smallest things, don't let it get to you, because at the same time, you need to realize that negative feelings will only hurt you, so just snap yourself out of it. And when you're in a bad situation, all you have to do is speak calmly, and breathe deeply, because if the more anger you show, the more stressful you get, and that lowers your self-esteem for the that you won't be confident. You'll just just say things that you end up regretting, basically what I said before. And one major thing is keeping good company. That helps you stay positive, because if you hang out with people that don't do the right things, or they're just going to put you down every time you tell them what you want to do or anything, chances are you're going to end up with very low self-esteem, and that can lead to depression, which leads to the high numbers of, like, suicides and negative feelings that we have in the U.S., basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Girls, anybody?
I think that everyone's not perfect. You know, you can't always please everyone. So, I mean, there's no point in trying. Someone is always going to be upset or anything, no matter what. No one's ever going to always be happy. There's always going to be that one person that's always going to be, not happy. So don't always pressure yourself to please everyone else.
Yeah, you need to please yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. You need to be happy with yourself and please yourself.
If you're not happy with yourself, you can't make anyone else happy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you have like those negative friends that, let's say you're in a bad situation and they're the type that is going to pressure you into doing something and getting you into a worse situation, those are the people you need to cut off. You need to find people that are going to support what you think, support anything you feel, and not turn you down every time you say something.
Exactly, because if there's people that you consider your friends that, you know, they're in negative situations and they want to bring you down with them, and they're saying if you don't do it with them, then you know you're not their friends, then they're really not your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's another thing that you need to find an upside to everything. Like, for example, if your mom tells you can't, like, hang out because, I don't know, your room isn't clean, for the simple fact, you can actually clean your room and then quickly go outside.
Yeah, of course.
Don't dread it.
The more you argue with it, the more you prolong it, is the more that you stay in and you don't do.
And you can make the situation worse. Your mom could be like, no.
Exactly. Whereas if you actually clean your room, you know, then you went to your mother, there's no reason why she wouldn't let you. You can't always you have to avoid the situations that give you a negative answer.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Basically, sometimes people fight too much. If they just stop fighting and, you know, do what they're supposed to or asked to do, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, it would. It would avoid a lot of conflict and a lot of negative comments that can affect people in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last question I'm going to ask you guys today for me is research is, have you ever felt that you didn't belong in a certain situation or group or anywhere or couldn't accomplish anything? Mia?
Definitely. During elementary school, I wasn't very, outgoing, and I wasn't very accepted with certain people, and it led to, like, my middle school years weren't very, like, nice at all. Like, I had negative thoughts, and that's probably why till this day I have certain negative beliefs. Like, I think that if you think negatively, you'll never be disappointed, but at the same time, you'll never accomplish anything if you keep those negative thoughts, because the more positively that you think, the more you can get done, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Crystal?
I was the same way as Mia. When I was in elementary school, you know, it was always, well, if you didn't wear the right clothes, you couldn't be a part of my group or something. It was always how you looked or you know, who you hung out with. So definitely, you know, when you're younger, it matters to other people. There's always somewhere you're trying to fit in and you can't, and people bully you for it. And then once you're bullied and you see that people don't accept you for who you are, you start trying to change the way you are, and you think that there's something wrong with you, and you think negative with every situation.
Yeah, that's true. I think that happens to every kid. They always go through that phase.
Yeah, and then that forces you to put a guard up through everything, whether it's relationships at home, you know, romantic relationships in school, with everything. You always have a guard up, and you know you
find it hard to trust.
Yeah. And you think negative in every situation, so that nothing bad could ever happen to you.
But then nothing good happens.
Exactly.
Because if you go into a room expecting to fail a test,
it's going to happen. Yeah.
Generally, self-prophecy.
Yeah.
What you think becomes reality a lot of times.
It's all in your mindset.
Okay, well, that's it for our segment on staying positive, keeping good company.
When I found out my jeans were made using child labor in sweatshops, I wrote a letter to the company saying,